So the next thing I wanted to touch on was New York City being the most expensive city in the world to live in. Which, as good as it is, it shocked me to hear that. Like, it's one thing to be the most expensive in the United States or in the East Coast or something, but in the world is a lot. So I wanted to know how y'all feel about that, being that we all live in New York City and it's a New York City podcast.
I'm gonna tell you one thing. Living in New York is crazy. But that's why they say if you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere. And it shows because at the end of the day, some niggas are in an apartment and that'd be a mortgage in another state. Like, that's why everybody go to, like, Atlanta and all these down south, because this is no jab towards anybody, but sometimes you can't make it in New York with the salary you make. So you move to these states and now
to try to get ahead.
You got a house.
Yo, I'm gonna be real with y'all. You done my fault. I ain't cutting you off, but to me, man, it's regular. It's normal because all it means you just gotta move smarter. I mean, when you living in New York, everything is expensive, so you gotta know that New York is a state where you gotta live off good credit. You understand? Like, you can get property. Like, you can, there's programs out there, I mean, that people, they don't tell you about, that you get scared off and things of that nature. But if you got good credit, you can live. You know what I mean? And that's a fact. I mean, it's just sad to say.
So, go ahead.
And that's what's fucked up. A lot of people credit fucked up, or they don't even know, or they don't have the information. I mean, but man,
shit, a lot of people.
So here's what I'm gonna say about that. I love New York, born and raised. I more so appreciate Queens because that's where I'm from. There's absolutely no way in God's given green earth that New York City should be the most expensive place to live in the world, okay? Some place that is the most expensive to live should be fucking beautiful, all right? Nice.
Yeah, I agree.
Nice property, nice houses, nice people. Like, I love my city, but we're rude, shit's dirty. First of all,
I disagree.
Any place that you say is the most expensive place to stay in the world, Cash, you came to my building, and to get to me, you said you had to duck and dodge mad master splinters. That should not be the case in some place that's the most for those that don't know from New York City. Yes, that's mad rats. And the most expensive place to live in this, because guess what? Regardless of what people might think about this, nigga, to get in here is like $1,600, $1,700, $1,800. Okay, you take that amount and you go around the country that's not New York City. Nigga, that's 3-4 times what people are paying.
That's a mortgage.
No place that's the most expensive should look like that anywhere.
Check this out. I hear everything you saying, and everything you saying is right. You're right. If niggas is gonna be paying that much bread, it should be beautiful, right? But you got to take into consideration the access of everything. All the food, the delis, the transportation. You go, I could bring you somewhere that's so beautiful, right? Land, nice house and all that, but that shit is in the middle of nowhere.
So
the nearest store is 5 miles away.
Hold on. Let me say this to you. So, like, New York has the conveniences of things, right?
Yeah.
But if that's the case, why do, as soon as people get money, they leave? Yeah. If it was so beautiful and the ease of access, understand those ease of access things you talk about are only needed for people that don't have it.
But check it out though.
Like, who needs to go to the deli?
Hold on.
Yeah, 4 in the morning. Yeah, regular people don't care about that type of shit.
Already.
Like, the things that we get out of being in New York is not things that regular, everyday people really care about.
Check it out though.
Some of it, yes, but not that.
Check it out though.
Go ahead.
Right? We not regular people. I mean, we regular people. We not the people that's up that can leave. They're going to the place. Look, you go to the places where they move to. We ain't going there either. You know why? This shit bread. You dig?
Oh, that is not true. There are plenty of beautiful places that are outside New York.
So what type of places you talking about that people? You talking about like when rappers or like athletes or like? You talking about like
we got Atlanta?
Yeah, like South regular Carolina, people could go to beautiful places
North
where
Carolina,
you could get.
But look,
Texas.
Hold on. Look
there
what
you go.
Hold on. Look what listen. Look what
bro.
you just named. You named Atlanta, right?
Yeah.
Go to Atlanta, bro. It's going up. It's going
Not
up.
as much as New York, though.
It's going up.
He named one place. Remember, though, I said the most expensive in
Atlanta's
The
going up.
world.
In
So
the
when I
world.
say this, that means like you choose it. If you
It's
can
not
make
the
it
most
here,
expensive in the
you're-
world though.
yes,
So
it
there
is.
is
No,
in the
no.
states and
No.
domestically.
No,
Cash, listen
that's been
to
proven on
what I'm
Google.
saying to you. They ran the numbers, okay? It wasn't number one before. As
Dude,
of
you
now,
trying to
it
say
is
New
the
York
most.
is more expensive than Dubai?
Yes.
Yes, that is what I'm trying to explain to
Come
you.
on, bro.
And when it says expensive, cost of living is not just your rent. That is everything.
everything.
That's your rent. That's the cost of food.
My
That's the
nigga,
cost of traveling. That's the
do
cost
y'all
of healthcare,
remember- Yo,
childcare.
check this out.
Everything
alright. Check
this
incorporated with being in New York City, because
Y'all
it's not just your
remember,
rent. It's not just the deli. It's everything.
was-
It's how much you pay for tolls. It's how
Yes.
much you pay when you park your
Yes.
car. It's how much you
of
pay when
course
you go
we
to the
would say-
grocery store.
Listen, of course we would say is too expensive, but what I'm saying is, think about how how ill New York is.
No, but
like,
when you say of course it's too
how
expensive,
excessive
that's not an of
things
course
is.
for me,
Bro,
because
New
for
York,
me,
the city, bro, you don't need a car in this state, bro. You got the train, you got the bus, you got
That's
the Long Island
true. I agree with
Railroad,
you. I agree
you
with
got
you.
Ubers, you
Yeah.
got mad different shit, bro. Like you got food, like yo, you got every type
Yo,
of
I
food.
actually-
You got every
with
type
Uber,
of
what do you
culture.
with Uber? What do you need the subway system for? Who's
Because-
taking the train still now? Who in this room takes the
Because why,
train?
if you live in Manhattan, why take
Besides
a
video
Uber when you
dude.
could take a train?
I live in Manhattan and I take a Uber everywhere that I cannot park my car
Yes.
at. I haven't been on the subway in like 2 years.
Yeah.
Uber
I
everywhere.
agree with him. I agree.
Wait.
These
I-
motherfuckers,
I agree
him
with
and my
y'all.
other boy T, when niggas was broke, they have been taking cabs to work since they were in their 20s. They don't
Yeah,
even
facts.
know public transportation.
Facts.
You feel me? And they've been on that since they were in their 20s. I
Yeah.
just got on that. So we don't do those. So again, there's Ubers, like that subway
You
shit don't
talking
mean
about
nothing.
yourself. I'm talking about
I'm not
the
talking about
everyday
myself.
New
I'm talking about
Yorker.
other people. I'm talking about
Everyday-
my
yo, bro,
friends, not
I know
me.
people that live on the train. Like people like
They're homeless. That's why they live on the train.
no. All right. For instance, hypothetically
Yeah,
speaking,
but they're homeless. That's why they live on the train.
hypothetically
That's
speaking, like a
why-
nigga
All right, go ahead.
like Peter Rosenberg. Know what I mean? Before he got money and all that now, but like the train, like niggas is hopping on the train. You taking the train, you live in the city. The train is what it is. I was on the train. I seen a chick. She going to the gym. She hopped on the train real quick. Know what I mean, 3 stops to the gym. 3 more stops back to the crib.
Yeah,
Like,
but
you
cash,
feel me?
being able to get on
Like,
a train
you-
is not
it's
an
not
excuse
like
to
that
be living in the
everywhere, bro.
worst expensive city in the world. Because guess
That's
what?
just one of
I
many.
would
That's just
rather
one of many, bro.
have $600 rent and take a Uber to the gym than have
Yeah.
$1,800 rent and being able to get on a train. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I have to
that's
agree-
the
I
point
have
I'm
to
making.
agree-
Like,
I
yes,
agree
New
with
York
that.
is a
I
good
gotta
place
agree
to
with
live.
you.
A lot of
G's,
opportunities.
dollars, you'll have $600 rent and you'll have to pay a $15 to $25 Uber all the way to
This
the
man
middle
takes
of
Ubers
nowhere.
every day and he lives in
Listen,
New York City.
I know, but you know what your main attraction would be in your
Didn't know y'all was
town?
gonna put me in this
You know what your main
conversation, but
attraction
okay.
would be in your town?
Yeah.
What?
Walmart. You'll be excited to go to Walmart. That'll be
Cash.
your fucking.
I'm excited to go to Walmart now. I'm a grown man. I get excited by
saying.
furniture, my nigga. Like I look at
but-
shit to decorate my
and then
crib,
that's
and that
another
excites
thing.
me.
As a
Different.
and
Yeah,
then, and
like-
then that's another thing. At your age right now, you're on some family shit where you're not outside moving around. Imagine if you young, like it would be like
Even if you young, I'm
it
saying
would be tragic.
Florida's
bringing a kid.
popping, Cali is popping, Atlanta is popping. Like,
How
and I'm
hold on,
sure
hold on, hold on,
I'm
hold
only
on.
naming a few that I
How
know
could
of.
you
There's
say-
other places in
what
the
you
United
mean by
States.
popping? Like because they got Disney World?
No,
Or because they got different
because
resorts. So
the
you're gonna
thing-
go to
the
resorts
main things
every
people
day?
say about New York is the clubs, right? You could go out and you could party all night long. I know
It's
that's a
melting
thing.
pot.
The club, I mean the stores, like you could go whatever any time of night you could go get shit. So I know Cali and Miami, the club thing is the same. I can't speak for the deli.
No, it's
but
not.
the
I
clubs,
be in Cali. No, they close early. You got
What's-
clubs closing dumb early.
Yeah,
2 a.m.
what time? Like
Yeah.
2? And
Same
ours
way in
close at
Atlanta,
4.
same way in Atlanta.
And Atlanta too.
It's
And
certain
it's
clubs
the
that
same
close
in
at 4.
Miami.
Yeah, but it's same 2 a.m. Yeah.
All right, and we close at 6. So again,
8. We got all night clubs. What you talking
All
about?
right, well,
we got
the ones
after
I-
hours.
there's after hour spots. So you
Temptations
they have after hour
close at
spots in other cities. We're not gonna do that. Like they don't have after hour spots too. Come on.
Okay, we can't do that.
We can't
Okay, I
do
guess
that.
maybe-
They got after hour spots too. So we just gonna talk the club. So we got what, 4 extra hours in delis? Like that resorts to us being the most
Not
expensive
only
city
that,
in
the
the world.
transportation. Know what I mean? Like
That's not
the
good enough.
school
bro.
systems,
It's terrible.
That's no.
crazy.
Right.
The school, the healthcare,
New York City schools are good.
the lawyers.
Better than better
the
than some
like
of these South schools.
the lawyers, the financial
Okay, that's
district.
some South schools, but what about other schools? And there's not just the South.
stock
There's 50
exchange,
states.
bro. Like the stock exchange, it's
All
the
right.
Empire State.
The New York City Stock Exchange. How many people investing in
Hold
stocks?
on, no, bro. You know why they call it the Empire State, man? Because, man, it's the financial capital.
Again, a financial capital where everybody is broke. So what does that say? It's a shitty city.
Everybody not broke, though. You got to know how to live in this motherfucker.
Everybody is not broke. I'm glad you said that. Let me read something to you. I'm glad you said that because I'm a nigga with facts when you just say random shit.
The question is,
so
hold on, before you even read it.
The
question is, what do you consider broke?
Yeah.
That's what it is. That's what it is. It's all what we consider broke. Your broke might not be my broke. If you got
nigga, there's not a matter of hypotheticals. There's a poverty level. There's a number that they set that this is people are broke and this is people are doing, okay, or they not doing okay. You know what I'm saying? So that's the point that I was making to him.
I just think that
So this is what I wanted to say when you say that. So a state audit showed 14% of New York State is living in poverty. And it's 24% in the Bronx. That's the highest in all of the boroughs, okay? The group with the biggest difficulty are females who are the head of household and children of African Americans and Hispanics are experiencing poverty at twice the rate of white residents.
It's a single household?
Females who are head of household. So if you're the head of household, I assume that means maid breadwinner. They might not necessarily be single because you could have through that home, but he might not be working. But they the main breadwinner. So when I say you look at those poverty rates and numbers, those are not numbers you see in other states, Cash. So like you naming things that are good for people with bread, but I don't think you realize how many people in New York City don't got the bread to even experience a lot of the shit you talking about.
Yeah, it's 8 million people in New York City, bro. And these other states, they don't got as many people as we have.
True.
But what I'm saying is,
of course, the numbers
what does it
Bro.
matter how much is there to do if no one can afford to do it? That's the point you're missing. Like, yeah, New York City has certain advantages, but not enough advantages that it should be the most expensive city to live in the world.
It does.
It's not
because
that popping.
It's the financial. It's the Empire State, bro. It's the financial.
You keep saying
capital.
that there's other places to make money.
Change.
Guess what? The real financial capital is Silicon Valley. All right, that's where where venture capitalists go to make their money. Anybody that starts, when anybody that starts a company, when they want to go get bread, they go to Cali, they go to Silicon Valley. So you saying like New York is a venture? You keep saying that
another state that's up there. They not far behind.
We're not talking about up there. We're talking about the most expensive in the world. That's what I said. I'm not talking about what's number 2 or 3. I'm talking about number 1.
But
that's
even
New York
Cali
City.
don't got a lot. They got access, but it ain't like New York.
I'm not saying Cali's the best, but I'm just using it as an example. Like you saying we the financial. We not. You can make bread anywhere.
Yeah.
You can invest in crypto anywhere. This 2022. You can make money anywhere.
Right off your
G's
phone.
could gamble
Right
on FanDuel from any state in this
state
50
you want.
states.
Yep.
He could fucking invest in crypto in any of the 50 states. He can invest in the stock market in any of the 50 states. This is not 20 years ago. You don't need to be here. You don't need to hand your paper trade into a trader on Wall Street.
Bro, we got the Yankees. Like, it's just New York, bro.
Cali got the Dodgers and
I was
Giants.
say that.
Nigga, okay,
Boston got the Red Sox and the Bruins and the
The
Celtics.
Yankees got 27
Patriots.
championships.
And the Pats. I'm sorry. I forget the
like-
Patriots.
Bro,
Patriots,
the Yankees
sorry.
got 27 championships, bro. Yankees got 27 championships.
They got 26. The Lakers got like 20 something as well, and the Dodgers got a high number. You combine the Dodgers
Alright.
and Lakers,
The
they got
Lakers
more
have
than the
27.
Yankees and Giants. So what does that mean?
27.
The next one.
The Dodgers
Exactly.
used to be in New York, in Brooklyn, bro.
But
But
What
they're
are you
not
talking
anymore.
about?
That was a long
That's
time
when
ago.
they was historic, bro. What are you talking about?
I don't know. We got to ask the people.
Like,
I think
come on,
Cash
bro,
lost
nigga,
this
stop
debate.
it.
All
How?
you said was financial district and nothing.
Sports
I gave you
teams,
numbers, facts.
landmarks.
Sports teams that are gone. The Yankees haven't won in a minute.
It
The
don't
fucking
matter.
Giants ain't
We
won in
made
a
our-
minute.
We made our mark
Jets
already.
ain't winning. I wasn't even born.
Even though I'm not
best
using
they can
teams.
get around,
Just
bruh.
talking about financial.
Like, if you like to be around people, if you don't want to be lonely, if you don't want to be like
if you don't want to be
the middle
lonely,
of nowhere,
bro,
the
I wish I
States
could
is
show you the
where it's
numbers.
at,
This is
bro.
one of the loneliest places to be. Most people is lonely because all they doing is working. Everybody's working 40, 50 hours or they delivering
You know
Uber
why?
Eats or doing Grubhub
Because
just to get by.
put the camera on me.
just to get by. Don't put the camera on him.
No,
Put
please,
the camera on me.
please. All right, put it on him.
Put the
Give me my
camera
spotlight.
on me. All right. He said what he had to say. This is what
No,
I'm
I didn't
gonna
say
say.
what I had to say.
Don't
I'm
listen. Don't
rebuttaling
listen
you.
to him. I fuck with Cash, but Cash don't live in the real New York. And in the real New York, you gotta get to it. Okay, you got bills. Okay, you got all types of shit to
I
pay.
agree
Everything
with
is
all of that.
expensive.
Facts.
If you're not partying, if you're not going out, and you got to do it in the real New York, rent, bills,
Yeah.
food, gas, Easy Pass, and all that other shit.
Childcare,
Childcare
insurance.
through the roof. The schools are not great unless you put your kid in private school, which is wild expensive.
And that's not true.
It is.
But
It
go
is
ahead.
not worth it, and I want to hear that rebuttal because private school is wild expensive, and I know this to be the fact.
Oh
Yeah,
no,
but
I
that
didn't.
don't-
I'm not
that don't-
rebuttaling that.
Okay, and the public schools are, most of them are not good unless you live in a good neighborhood, which is extra expensive. Like, yeah, you could get in a good school if you could afford to pay $4,500 for a 2-bedroom apartment, which not a lot of
It's
people
not
could
that.
do
It's
in New
not-
York
it's
City.
not that
Can't.
So
price.
That's a lot of.
this is not, yeah.
That's a lot
Hey,
of.
yo,
money.
listen.
If you got it, if you are wealthy, if you make 6 figures, New York is awesome, and this is the
Yes.
one of the better places to be,
Mhm.
if not the best. If you ain't making that, this is not the
Not
place
for
to
you.
you. Yes, you could get by, and yeah,
You just
you can
get
enjoy
by.
some of
You
the
just getting by.
the luxuries of New York City, but
living
you are
check
not
to check.
enjoying it to the
You
fullest.
are one check away from being
From
homeless.
exactly, and you would be better off somewhere else where you
That's
can
a
avoid
fact.
it and still
That's a
have a good
fact.
time.
That's a fact.
Thank you, Dollars. That was a great explanation of how you feel about your. That was your perspective on New York. You know what I mean? Okay, but like I was saying, he's right. It's expensive as hell. People is working their ass off. Yeah, I agree.
Absolutely,
Also-
I'm right.
But also, a lot of people is working harder and not smarter. Understand? So this is what I have to say. A lot of times, you gotta look at your life. You gotta realize, what am I doing wrong? I live in New York, so I see a lot of different cultures. I observe. I see how they living, see what they doing, see how my people doing. I came to the assumption like, I know what I need to do. I need to start me an LLC. You know what I mean? I need to utilize my credit, right? And he was right. Public schools is foul. They messed up, right? So I do my research. I'm looking them up. I'm looking at test scores, reading scores, top percentiles of what schools is what. And he made a point about certain districts. Shout out to District 26 because that's a great district. It is kind of expensive in that district, but you can find, you got to look. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to get you wrong. It is expensive out there, but you can find something affordable. You know what I mean? But I just say that if you utilize your credit, start your LLC, work smarter and not harder, then you can make it. You know what I mean? We just don't have the knowledge. Be honest. I didn't have the knowledge coming up, but you just got to want for more. You understand? Things is hard. It's expensive. Okay. Got to find a solution. You know what I mean?
I get what you're saying, but my rebuttal to what you were saying is this. I know people. I got plenty of friends that moved out of state that was doing way better than they're doing now.
And that's the point.
And that's the point. I'm not saying they couldn't make it in New York, but they wasn't.
But at
making
what
it.
expense? And
Now,
that's the
hold
only.
on,
Go
everybody.
ahead, finish. Go ahead.
When they moved to Atlanta or North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, wherever they moved to, upstate, downstate, wherever they moved to, their life changed. That's how I know New York is one of those places where it's just rough to make it in.
So then,
It's rough
if
to
that's
make
the
it in New
case,
York, bro.
they wasn't built for New York.
No, they
No,
was
it
born
got
and
nothing
raised.
to
That's
do with
simple.
that. You could
It
be
could
built
be.
for New
You
York
could be
and still
born and
do better
raised. You
somewhere else.
wasn't built.
Raised.
I'm
You
built
wasn't
for
built
New
for
York
it.
and actively trying to move. Everybody who get bread move out of here. Like, it's not because they're
Yeah.
not built for it. And know
That's why
that
when
there's
people-
better, there's bigger and better. It's
That's
not.
why when people
It's not the
retire,
end all be
they
all.
Take their retirement money, move wherever they out of New York because it just the cost of living is cheaper, bro.
It's not
Exactly.
worth
They
it
moved to
unless
New
you in a
York.
small
They moved to
percentage
they
of
move out
people.
New York,
Like you
and they
said,
let
if
their
you
retirement fund pay just
live comfortable.
dwindle
If you
away,
a stockbroker
swindle
or
away.
you work on Wall Street or you in certain industries, absolutely, that goes without saying is beneficial to you. But there's only but
The
so many of them
regular
people
9 to
in those
5
industries.
dude,
There can only
yeah.
be but so many people who work
The
at
regular
Goldman
9
and
to 5,
Sachs
exactly.
who work on Wall Street. There's only but so many positions there. There's only but so many people that can have these positions in New York that can afford to live there. But for everybody else,
Yo, a fucking a fucking Whopper meal or a fucking Big Mac meal is $10, $12 now. When I was
So-
growing up, that shit was like $6, $7. They raised the minimum wage and they raised the cost of living, bro.
so, you know, to close it out before we move on, like I see what Cash is saying, because when I was younger and I was on that, like when I was younger, I was partying, going out every night and going to the clubs.
Yeah.
New York can't match that. But also when I was enjoying the fruits of those labors, I was staying at my dad's house and not paying real rent. So I had that fun. Before I was at my dad's and I was by myself, all I did was work. I didn't enjoy shit. When I first got to my dad's and I was paying like full rent, all I did was work, 2 jobs. I remember driving home and seeing my friends at the club and being mad. Like they was clubbing and I was coming from work, because that's all I could do until I didn't have to pay no real rent. Then I was able to actually enjoy it.
Fruits of your
Party, yeah, have
And
fun
then
and
but
be.
then it also depends on your occupation, man. Like
That too.
it also
That
depends
too.
on
That
the
too.
job
That too.
you
But
choose to
yeah,
do.
what
Like,
jobs in New York making 6 figures don't work crazy hours? Doctors work crazy hours. Lawyers, Wall Street, bankers,
hours.
they work all the time.
Crazy
You know what I mean? Like nothing but work. So it's like if you making it here and you doing those jobs, you're working like all the time. You know what I mean? So it's like you're not even enjoying it. You getting money though, which
but-
I could see that side. But for me, it
as
ain't
a
all
doctor,
about
if
that.
you working a 16-hour shift, right?
Mhm.
All right, at least you working.
They
a 16 hour shift?
kicking, right?
But
That's what you're gonna say.
16 hours out
That's
of
your whole
24
day,
hours
and you
out
gotta
of the
sleep,
day, bro.
and then God forbid you got a personal life, family, friends, anything
Yeah,
else.
Like, you're not
That's
even living
4
your
days
life.
out the week, bro.
4 days, and they be on
Yeah.
call. It could be
No,
more than
not
that.
even I
Like,
got even one
yo,
better. You gotta sleep on your
Gosh,
days off.
when I
You
was
tired
working
from
at the
working
mental
so much.
hospital, I was
8
doing
hours.
80 hours a week,
It's
like
24
consistently.
hours in a day, bro.
Bro,
If you
I
work
was doing
16,
80
you gotta-
hours consistently. Doctors could do more than that. And for me, that was enough time to come home, sleep, wake up, shower, and go back to work. That was it.
That's it.
Literally
Hold
That's
on,
it.
how many hours you was working?
80. I would have
What
to
is
be
that, 4
I would
days a
have to
week?
be at 5 days a week. I would go in for 3:50 to 11:50. That was my shift, and I would get mandated, and I would have to work 11:50 to 7:30 a.m. the next morning, and then I would have to be back at 3:50 afternoon the next day.
Wait,
I
say
got-
that again.
I got
God
another
damn.
one.
3:50 to 11:50 at night, yeah, PM. Then get mandated and have to work 11:50 PM to 7:30 AM, and then come home. I get home 8:30, and I got to be back for work at 3:30
Yo, check this out.
The
I got-
next day.
I got one better for you because
to 11,
I do the 2 jobs,
and then
right?
do it over
Wait, so
again.
you was
Rinse,
working
wash,
from-
repeat.
Basically from
3:30,
4 to 12, and then
12 to 7:30. Yeah,
And that's what I do.
and then I would have to come home, either from Long Island to Queens, and for a little while, Long Island to Manhattan.
Mm-hmm.
And then sleep, and then I gotta get up, because to realistically make it back on time, I gotta get up by like 2, and that's kind of pushing it. But
What time would you
I
get
gotta
home?
sleep like 8:39,
Okay.
like
Check
9
this out.
o'clock. I would sleep by like
Yo.
9:30.
And they got to
Sleep
be
till
back
like
for work
1:30.
for 4.
Yeah, get up, get dressed real quick,
Yo.
get up at 2, not 4. I gotta be back at 3:30, and they'll get on you for being
Oh.
late. They don't
Now-
like that
now
lateness
check
shit.
this out, Dollars.
And then do it again, rinse, wash, repeat.
I did,
5 days until I'm off.
The